Hello, dolls. It is ArtWorkOfDR, DJ Kitty Ruby, your girl, and I wanted to kind of share something different with you guys. Um, I am into tarot cards. Not everybody is. I'm a very spiritual kind of person. I do believe there's a higher power and things like that. Don't come at me with your religious beliefs and things like that, please. I beg you. I believe in everybody has the right to believe what they want to believe as long as it's not hurting anybody. Um, this is one of the ways that I relax, get rid of my anxiety. I have a lot of loved ones who've passed away, and it kind of like gives me a feeling of talking to them and just getting clear, you know, I don't know how to explain it exactly with my words, but it's something that seems to help me a lot. So I wanted to kind of share with you guys if you're having a bad day and things like um, just like talking and getting your thoughts out there and just like asking a question and seeing if it can be resolved or looked into a little bit. You can kind of mentally look into that question a little bit with some helpful little guidance. I have a bunch of different rocks, crystal things around. I've got my rainbow moon crystal here. It's something that I really feel comfortable wearing. It gives me a lot of energy and helps kind of calm me and give me a peaceful mind. I've got amethyst. I've got a whole bunch of different ones just hanging out. I need to put the other ones over here now that I have more space. Some of these help take away the negative energies that may be surrounding you. And like this one helps clear any negative bad juju. I need to get something out of my box. I have some sage. So I have some white sage that we got at a event a while back. It holds up really well once it's dried. And it's just a nice smell to have in the home. I do need to get some that's actually bound though, not just loose. You can get some like this and it's kind of bound but not really, it's just naturally dried. Lately what I've been doing is been sticking it in my bowl. Obviously that one is done for. And just stick this in my bowl real quick. And I could put some of the loose stuff in there, but I'm not going to right now. And I've got one of my lighters. Now, there's different kinds of sage. This is white sage. It gives off a nice earthy, not like almost an earthy mint smell, but not totally. I'm not an expert, but you can use sage for multiple different purposes. I use it for calming and to push away negative spirits and negative energy and all that kind of jazz. So most of the time I just light a little section of it. Just light it. Let it burn for a few minutes. Not too much. Then you just kind of blow it out. Just kind of waft it around the area. Now, when you burn sage, you don't want to leave it burning. You want to let it sizzle. You want to burn, like blow out the flame, let it kind of go, and it just has nice smoke that gently, slowly comes out. You can turn a fan on. You can take it to every room in your house and kind of give a small blessing if you want. I did that when I first brought the sage home, and I haven't felt the need to go back around and do it again. I normally just do it when I'm cleansing my mind, my space, where I do my tarot cards. Sometimes I turn the fan on, um, things like that. I say a small little thing to myself, just saying to protect this space. Any negatives are not welcome here. And I normally just say it in my mind. I don't feel like you necessarily have to say things out loud in order for it to be amplified out. Um, like I said, this I'm not trying to push what I believe onto anybody. I'm just sharing what I do as a little look into something that helps me and makes me feel a little bit better throughout my day. I don't do it every night. I don't do it every day. When I've had a long week or I'm starting a new week and I'm just feeling a little off, I'll do it. And then once you kind of have, made your area smell good, you can just kind of put it off to the side. And I mean, it's not going to light back up, it's just going to slowly fizzle out. If you're worried about it though, you can like dub it out. I haven't had any negative experiences with that, so I'm going to stick it to the side. The smell is still going to be here, and it will waft actually up through the house. My house is a few stories high. I'm in the middle layer. We have a basement, and then the bedrooms are all upstairs. So, anyway. Oh, now both my lighters are down here. And then, after I've lit the sage and said my peaceful little thing, I bring out my tarot box. This is a black smoky quartz. It's not black, it's just smoky quartz. It's supposed to help with removing negativity and helping with anxiety and things like that. I've done a bunch of different research, and there's like several different things. Like some places say one thing and some places say another thing. So I just kind of look into it a little bit, and I kind of, when I pick a new crystal, go to the store and whatnot, I get drawn first by what they look like. So I found this one and this one at a local shop. Actually, I think all three of these ones, and this one was all four of these were at a local shop in Flint. I don't know where the card is. I used to have a card for the shop. It's at the Flint Farmers Market, though. It's just a little shop in the back. I love going there. They always have really cool crystals and some other goodies. I found this one and this one here when me and my husband went to Lapeer Days, and I'm drawn by what they look like first, and then once I've seen them with my eyes, I normally pick them up, or I ask if I can pick them up, if I can look at them, if I can handle them. I put it in my hand, and I just kind of see if my body has any like reaction to the crystal. I know some of this might sound like nonsense or anything like that, but any of you who have ever held a crystal or believe in the power of crystals, you're going to know what I'm talking about. I don't necessarily see aura or anything like that. I'm still practicing on clearing my mind, but as somebody who has depression and anxiety, it is extremely hard for me to completely clear my mind. But normally what I do is I pick them up and I hold them, and I've noticed, like, I feel like I'm drawn to them when I feel like a warm sensation in my hand. I don't know if that has anything to do with my fibromyalgia, lupus, arthritis stuff, or if it's seriously the crystal, but it doesn't happen with every crystal. So it makes me think that it's with the crystal. You know what I mean? So like sometimes I'll be looking at multiple ones of the same kind of stone, same kind of gem and stuff, and like it's like something that pulls you to the certain one. I don't know, but I like to have them. They make me feel good. They're pretty cheap and inexpensive. And if you do the research yourself and get to know them yourself, it does really help. I have rose quartz. I have a little bit of different things that make me feel good. And then I have my tarot cards inside the box. So you put them in the box. This is where you put your tarot cards. They come in their own case when you first get a deck of cards. I picked the Shadowscape Tarot. They're by Stephanie Puman Law. If I'm saying that wrong, I'm really sorry. I'm gonna turn this light off or down or something. Okay, that's better. But it's a really pretty deck. The packaging is really pretty. I was drawn to these two. They're really, really pretty. I wish, there we go. Really gorgeous, and I love them so much. This is just the outside though, and it's just really, really pretty. Never really filmed this before. This is the little booklet. It gives you like step by steps. It says, I read this whole thing cover to cover when I first got these cards, and like you're not gonna know exactly what everything means right off the bat. So it's good to look through here if you're going to take this seriously. It says, before you do anything else, here is what you must do. This magical deck deserves a magical moment, a moment just between you and it. You must form a first impression of each other. Each card in this deck is like a door and can open up worlds. Sorry, I'm not the best reader. My dyslexia always messes with me. Like two strangers catching each other's eye across a room in a glance of just the briefest of moments that holds so many possibilities. That will be you and this deck in about 45 seconds. Now, close your eyes, pick one card, look at the picture, drink it in. Revel in the transient yet simple beauty of it. Look at it for so long that you can see it with your eyes closed. Then close your eyes, still seeing the card. Step into the image. Imagine how it feels, how it smells, how it sounds. Experience it. If you're feeling adventurous, interact with a figure in the image. Ironically, for many people, this is both the hardest and easiest part of reading the cards. To simply look at a picture and say what it means is something children do all the time. But adults seem to struggle with it, as if afraid to get it wrong. Intuition and emotional response are important to tarot reading and work hand in hand with the intellectual interpretation. I'm horrible. I can't read out loud. You are about to start a journey of course self-discovery with collection of images created to inspire. They will get you on your way, but where you go is entirely up to you. So I did that when I first got these cards. I've had these cards for quite a while now. And just having it nice and peaceful in your home when you do that, and the smell of the sage, like it just kind of puts you in another world, almost like not like necessarily a trance, but it puts you somewhere where you can feel calm and relaxed. And then it kind of goes into tell you a little bit about each card. And then as soon as it's done telling you about each of the cards, then it talks about spreads. So it talks about the spread. So there's different ways you can lay out your cards for a reading. There's the one card spread. Sometimes less is more, blah, 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 blah. A remarkable amount of wisdom and information can come from just one card. And the beauty of this spread is that it can be used to answer almost any question. Simply ask your question and draw one card. For example, what do I need to know today? And then there's some other examples like, what should I get my mom for her birthday? Should I go to that party tonight? Should I approach my annual review at work? Why am I feeling this way? So those are just like, you know, simple things. Message of the universe. This one you can do with 4 cards. Um, the number 1 is the body, 2 is the heart, 3 is the mind, 4 is the spirit. I've done that one a lot. The one I really don't do that often is the dream come true one. You have to use 6 cards, and I feel like the more and more information you gather, it can a little bit be difficult to read sometimes. I actually don't do one that's in here. I do a past, present, and future reading. Basically, it's 3 different cards, and you're basically looking at when you're getting your answer, when you ask your question, or just think about something in particular, maybe you're going to get like a reference to your past that has dealt with that, something that's going on in your present that's going on with that, and something to look forward to in the future. I like that one a lot better. It seems to really help me and things like that. I have done the 1 card one a few times. So yeah. So what I like to do is I bring the cards all the way out of their packaging. I put the packaging back away. I'm going to get one of my pendulums. This is just a regular rock quartz. I also have some like this. These help cleanse any negative energy or from the last time you used them or anything like that. If you use your cards with yourself and other people, you're gonna want to cleanse them between each time you use them because they can hold on to negative energy, which is another reason for your tarot box. This is a place where they're supposed to stay safe between usage. So like if you want to take your cards traveling, you're going to want to put them in something like this. You can also put crystals in here to travel with them. Like the rock quartz and smoky quartz are 2 of the best ones to help ward off negative spirits and cleansing. I normally either have this inside the box. I don't really go anywhere with it though. I have a few times I've taken it to my mother-in-law's house. I either put this in there or I put rock quartz in there. You kind of just like put it on top and you ask for them to be cleansed and you just give it like a few minutes and you're good to go. It doesn't really take too long, especially if you're used to not really using them with other people. Because they really reveal off your energy, and if someone else has touched them or anything like that, it could get their energy or whatever's attached to them. So to say is what a lot of the research that I've done. So now that they've had the crystal, I'm going to shuffle them. You can read tarot cards in many ways, like I said before. There are different ways of setting them up, different methods to use, how many cards, which one means what, and so on and so on. There's also different ways to shuffle them. You can do a loose shuffle where you're kind of just moving the cards back and forth. I mean, it's not a bad way to shuffle your cards. It's better than curving them by shuffling them like a plain deck of cards. But I feel, and it's really up to you how you feel comfortable and like you build a connection with your cards. I do both. After I do the game, like the card deck shuffle though, I will kind of like make sure I bend them back into place a little bit. Try not to bend them too much. So give them 2 to 3 shuffles like that. And then you're gonna want to knock the side of your deck 3 times. It's going to help build more of a connection and knock out any juju, bad spirit kind of things. It's been a long time since I've tried to explain this to anybody. It's just like, it's also like, you know. Anyway, and then after you've done that, you're going to build you're going to put your energy back into those cards. So I normally just sit here with one hand underneath the deck, one hand on top of the deck, and I just sit here quietly and just think positive thoughts and think about my past loved ones that give me guidance. I do have some items of my deceased grandmother. I have a bracelet and a ring of hers. She was part American Indian, and she collected a bunch of different crystal, things like that. I also have some bells on the back table that are hers, and I have a blanket from another grandmother of mine who has also since passed away. It is too big to bring down here, and it's falling apart, so it's just in my closet. So I don't want to bring that down here. I also have friends that have passed away and other family members like uncles and things that have passed away. So I have a lot of people that I feel like help guide me. If I'm looking for friendly advice, I do tend to reach out to my best friend a lot. But most of the time, I feel like it's between her and my grandmothers who guide me to the answers that I'm seeking. And I kind of just like, put my hands on the deck, and I'll either have it really quiet in here, or I'll be watching something really low key, turn the volume down most of the way. And I'll just, talk to the cards in my head or out loud and just be like, these are the kinds of things I'm having issues with, and I'm hoping to get some clarity on these things. Can you please help me? As your loved one, as your friend, as your one left on earth, kind of thing. And then after I'm done doing that, so I've held the cards. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to kind of lay them out, spread them out. There's not a perfect science to this. I've seen tarot card readers do this in many different ways. I just kind of fold them out, so that way basically each card is kind of a little bit away from each other. And then with my right hand, I'm going to go ahead and put my grandmother's ring back on now. Or not, because it doesn't want to fit today. I have to put on my pinky. But normally what I do is I put my grandmother's ring on. I don't always put it on, but tonight I'm feeling like I probably should. And then I kind of just put my hand over, and then kind of just I just hover over and see if I'm feeling anything. And then in between, not the tip of my finger, but right in your knuckle, right underneath there, I get a weird sensation, and it's like drawing my hand down through all my fingers. And normally what I go with is whatever the middle finger touches, or if I by chance touch multiple cards, whichever finger seems to have the weirdest feeling in it, I kind of go with that. It's a weird explanation, I know, but it seems to work for me. I haven't had any confusing readings since I've started, maybe at the very beginning when I was unsure of what I was doing, and I was still learning the techniques from here and learning what the cards were. That's what I'm saying. I did a lot of research about crystals, about tarot, and how they're used for positive things. So I'm going to go back over. I've already went over once. I'm feeling really drawn to this card. So we're going to just put that card here. And now we're just going to kind of start over. I feel like my hand already wants to go, and it's touching that one. Okay. Okay, I feel my hand wants to go down, but it's also being drawn this way, so I'm going to kind of just go back over. Nope, nope, it wants to be over here. Okay, which card represents the future. The Send card. Alright. Alright. So then we're gonna just pick up those cards. We're gonna safely put them all the way back. So we're gonna open up our tarot box. Open up the deck packaging. I mean, you don't have to put them in the like double thing, but I do. I feel like it's a second layer of protection for them. And I put them back in. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna flip the cards over so they show us what they are. To me, I've learned different ways. People do this differently. If they're facing up, like pointing the right direction, then it means yes, or it means a positive response to that. If it's pointing down, like backwards, upside down, then it's negative. I don't do that one. I feel like you should just what the card means itself, because each one has different meanings. So in the past, we have strength. So that's a good card. I did have to grow up with a lot of strength. And then we've got, the King of Wands. All right. And, oh, I love this card. This card is so beautiful. The Star. So, what you do, like, once you flip them over, you kind of give them a look over. You're trying to connect with each card. If you haven't read what the meanings are, you probably should before you actually get started. You're not going to be able to memorize every single meaning, but what you can do, like the one thing said, if you can look into it and try to think about what it's saying, most of the time you're going to get a pretty clear answer. Like when you really take the time to look into things. Like for me, this woman here is showing a lot of strength. She is with a very powerful animal. It's like a huge lion with horns, and there's like a cat down here and some birds, and there's swans and birds and things like that. So like she just shows like she's not scared. There might be some things happening, but she's not letting it show. This one, again, there's more powerful beasts, and the King of the Wands, he looks like he is commanding them almost. And then we have the Star, and she shines, and she's got these fish that are like around her, and you can tell a lot by the movement in the pieces too. Like the artist did an amazing job with these. I don't want to sit here and go too far into reading them just by seeing them. I'm going to tell you what each one says. And then like I can also kind of see, like explain a little bit. So the first one says, strength, courage, calm composure, and patience. Compassion, persistence, and soft control, not self. Tempered force, managing impulses to control anger and for focus rather than be manipulated by them. Unshakable resolve is what we see you through, what will see you through to the desired end. So like I said, like courage and like control, and there's so much to having strength. You have to be patient. It doesn't come over time to have that strength. You might be showing strength, but inside you're timid. And like I know from my personal experience, my past, I have had to have moments of strength. I became a single mom very young, not very, very young, but like when I was 19, and it wasn't that easy. My life hasn't always been great, but I'm pushing through it. So then next we have the King of Wands, which represents the present. So we want to look for wands. Alright, wands, king. We got the King of Wands. The King of Wands is charismatic. The force of his charm is irresistible. He is a source of inspiration and bears his mantle of authority with ease, as if he were born to do it. Okay, just checking the time. So, like I said, like he seemed to be, in control of the situation, and that's basically what it says here. If you really look into it, it says that he's charismatic and he has a force of his charm is irresistible, and yeah, he has authority. Like he was born to do this. So, like, as you guys know, I'm an artist. I'm a struggling artist, but I feel like I was born to do it. And a lot of my issues lately are not feeling supported um, by people that are around me and things like that, like family and things. My husband supports me fully. Don't worry about that. My kids do too. It's just, it, sometimes it can get you that you got all this stuff and people still seem to want things for free from you, that people that you know, and they should be wanting to help you in your career. So to me, that definitely reads true. Like, I need to keep, I need to, basically, I need to do that, the authority thing. I need to really embrace that a little bit more. Okay, the star is back at the beginning here. The star. Regaining hope, faith in the future, inspiration. Finding the still, silent place within your being of serenity, tranquility, amid trouble, harmony, offering without reservation, sharing and being generous. So I feel like that's telling me that in my future, I need to have faith in my future and my inspirations, and I should still be finding the still and silent places within myself, because that's where I can find my serenity, my tranquil and all that stuff. Like as soon as I can do all those things, then I will get to be more like what I want to be. Like I want to be the King of Wands. I want to have that, and I need that. So it was telling me in my present, and my past. I'll start with there. I feel like this is telling me that in my past, I've had strength, and I need to keep having that strength, and I need to push myself forward with this. I need to really just delve into that and be more assertive and tell people, look, I have commissions. If you really want a piece from me, you can commission a piece, and I would be more than happy to work on it, instead of just reminding them that just because we're family doesn't mean you can't support me. If you obviously think my abilities are worth having a piece of my stuff at home, you should be willing to at least pay for it to cover the fee of supplies and whatnot. And since I don't live by anybody, I'd have to ship it. So my future looks bright. I'll be a star, if you want to see it that way. Or it's just like I really see like these two becoming one. Like I really need to think of things in the manner of, I was born to do this and I just have to keep working at it, and be assertive and things like that. And then keeping my sanity and keeping my faith that the future will be good, and that I need harmony and sharing and being generous and things like that will help me along that journey. So I feel like that was a good reading. And then once you've had your reading, you kind of just tell the cards thank you, or tell your guidance thank you for being here and talking with me. You don't have to say it out loud. You can kind of do it mentally. I always, you know, give a little thank you to my loved ones. You can shuffle the cards again. Put the cards back in and just shuffle them a little bit. That way they're not sitting on the top with your energy just there. And you can kind of just, you know, give them cards. I don't always cleanse them at the end though, because I feel like I'm the only one touching them and using them anyway. I shouldn't grow any bad juju or any bad negative feelings or anything like that. But basically, you know, you're really just, I don't know, I feel like you're talking to a friend. You're just trying to get advice, and you're doing it in a nice, quiet, peaceful manner, and it's really, you're looking inside yourself a little bit too. So I don't feel like it's witchcraft or anything like that. I feel like it's all on how you feel about it, and if it makes you feel good, then why not give it a shot? If you're interested in something like that, you don't have to go to any special place. I got the deck of cards, the tarot cards, off of Amazon. Had a very good experience with that. Like I said, I really love these cards. They're beautiful. Like, I could just stare at them. And I really do feel like they give you, if you really take the time to look in at that picture and see the flow of color and see each different figure and all that stuff, like if you really take that time to look at each one of them, then you'll get more of a sense of what each one is supposed to mean. So, but yeah, if this is something you want to get into, do it for yourself. Don't do it for anybody else. At first, learn how to help clear your mind. Definitely do research on crystals that can be helpful to you for cleansing and protection and clearing anxiety and things like that. If those are things that you have issues with, I feel like if you feel like they're going to help you and you have that belief and that faith and that they will, then they will. I am almost always around amethyst, not only because I love the color purple, obviously, but because I really do feel like amethyst really does help with my anxiety. So this is one that stays out in my art area almost all the time. This one, which I'm horrible at saying the name of, but it also helps with anxiety. And then my smoky quartz. The three of them are like a trio that I always have out. And if I am feeling really bad, I will stick on my rainbow quartz. And if I can't fully remember which each one is, sometimes I'll relook them up. But yeah, I would definitely suggest, if you feel the need to feel something helping you, then definitely go ahead and look into crystals, look into tarot, and it's really like a self journey, I feel sometimes. These are pendulums. I got 3 of them as a set. One is a rock quartz, one is amethyst, and then this one is rose quartz. And then they each come with the 7 chakra ones as well, which is another amethyst, lapis lazuli, jade, tiger's eye, and some other ones. So normally they're not connected, but I connect them to save space. You can use these as scrying. You can just use them as something to hold on to. Like, like you can rub the beads, though, whichever one you feel like you need at that time. Like if you need to release your anxiety and stuff like that, you can use the amethyst, or if the love or whatever it is that you feel like you need at the time, you can just hold or rub that one. That seems to help sometimes too. You definitely do your research though, definitely, because before I got into this, I didn't know much about it, but I had seen and heard a bunch of different things, and it made me feel like I wanted to get into it. And now that I have gotten into it more, it makes me really appreciate like the study of gems and crystals and learning where they came from and what powers they can hold and all that stuff. So it's definitely something that has interested me for many years, and I'm grateful that I have had the chance to learn about them and get into them. And this is not something I'm going to make a regular video about. I just wanted to kind of share it with you guys, just as a relaxing kind of video, and kind of show you guys like something that I do just for myself. I've done a reading for my husband, I've done one for my mother-in-law, but I really just focus on myself because it's something that seems to help calm my mind before bed, or in the morning when I'm alone. I can do a reading to start my week or to start my day and just ask a simple question and try to get like a little feedback. And you don't want to like do too many readings in a row that can cause like negative things and things like that. But yeah, definitely if you have any questions that I can answer or direct you to answers of, I would not mind any questions that you might have. So you can hit me up in the comments below or even on my um, Instagram account. So yeah, I'm always open for questions and all that jazz. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit long, but I was trying to explain the different steps and the different reasons of why and what it means to me and what it could mean to someone else. So I hope you guys enjoy, and don't forget to keep those creative juices flowing, because that's just what we do here. We keep them flowing.